Good morning and welcome back to my channel. This is Natalie from Echoes of Awakening Tarot, and I'm here to bring you compassionate guidance for your spiritual path that's rooted in Buddhist wisdom and practice. So today we're going to be exploring the question, what spiritual lesson are you learning right now? What spiritual lesson are you learning right now? So I'm just going to tune in and see if there are any images or any downloaded messages that want to come through, and then we'll use some cards. So the image that I'm seeing at the moment is like of someone carrying water from a well in two buckets. You know, those sort of traditional, I don't know what part of the world they're from, but like it's a thing that goes over your shoulders and then it carries two buckets of water. And presumably you draw that water from a well. And the image that I was seeing was that one bucket was overfull and spilling and sort of tipping. So I think what this is speaking to is that at the moment that maybe the spiritual lesson that you're learning is about balance, is about making sure that you can carry your weight evenly. So walking in a way that's balanced, walking through life in a way that's balanced, not overfilling one side of your life, making sure that you have both sides kind of evenly weighted. Yeah, I'm hearing you're coming into balance. You're finding your rhythm. So it's like, it's something like how do you keep the cadence or the pace of your life going in a way that is sustainable while maintaining balance, while making sure that your cup is full and that whatever you're giving from is, or whatever space you're giving from, whether that's work, whether that's relationships, whether that's to yourself, is from a place of balance and not from a place of anxiety or a place of fear. And I'm hearing keeping the thread of compassion alive. Keeping the thread of compassion alive. So how do you go about your day? How do you balance your activities in a way that is compassionate? So seeing the wider perspective of things that are happening around you, whilst also having compassion for yourself. So maybe that's also what's needing to be in balance, is not having compassion or giving to everybody around you and then not having compassion for yourself, or not being very forgiving to yourself when you don't manage to do something in a way that you want to, or maybe you're practicing moving out of an old pattern of behavior and you found yourself falling down the hole of repeating behaviors, or I don't know, just patterns of behavior that you're not particularly happy about. So yeah, I think you're really being asked to have compassion for yourself while you're finding your balance, keeping that thread of compassion alive, keeping it going. So let's draw some cards. So I'm gonna pull a card from this Sacred Rebels deck first of all. So let's ask the question, what spiritual lesson are you learning right now? Now this card, I think. So the card is dream a beautiful dream. Hopefully, oh, there you go, you can see that, dream a beautiful dream. So I think this is something about, you know, part of your spiritual path is about being of service. And I'm getting that this is something that's really important to you. Generosity and giving and being of service to others is really, really important. And You want to be a light to the world. You really want to be that. But in order to do that, you have to strike the balance between giving to yourself and giving to others. And making sure that the giving is coming from the right place. Making sure that when you're giving from, a place of overflow rather than a place of lack. Yeah, so I'm hearing not giving to please. So if there's part of you that you know that you have a people-pleasing tendency, and that can kind of manifest in overdoing it or over giving sometimes, then you're really being asked to call back your energy and fill up your cup first, and trust that when you are full, the expression of that fullness, of that abundance, will be being of service, but in the right way. So that's what I think, you want to be a service, you want to be a light to the world, which is a really beautiful thing. And goodness knows, we need people on this planet that are helping, alleviate suffering. But it has to be done in the right way so that you don't burn out, so that it's sustainable and it's not a light. I just got an image of a candle flickering on and off, or like the candle being put out and lit again. And it's about, how do you keep that light lit? And maybe you don't need to burn the candle at both ends. I know that's a cliche, but it's about how do you keep a sustainable thread of compassion for yourself and compassion for other people? How do you give while you're also receiving for yourself? And this is what's going to help the light grow. This is what's going to help you to be a light to the planet, to be of service to the people around you in the best way possible. So that's the lesson that you're learning, is keeping things in balance. So let's just see what else is here. What lesson are you learning at the moment? Oh, there's two cards that jumped, that one and that one. So this deck is the Dreams of Gaia. So yeah, look at that. So this is the Three of Pentacles, or the Three of Earth in this deck. And you can see that this, I want to say person, but it's not quite a person, is it? This, what is it? I guess it's a fawn. This fawn is in a beautiful garden and it's planting seeds. So yeah, it's planting seeds that are going to grow into something really beautiful. From a small acorn, a huge oak tree grows, right? So what are the seeds that you need to plant to nurture? And this is something about nurturing. If you notice, his hand is bleeding, and that's what he's using to water the seeds. So there's something about you giving of yourself in order for something to grow. But you can only do so much of that. If he kept cutting himself to water all the seeds in the garden, he'd probably die. So it's about knowing what you can give of yourself and giving that wholly and fully and completely, but knowing what your limitations are and planting seeds that will grow for the future. So putting your energy behind things that are really supportive of your growth, and not just your growth, the growth of other people. If giving and being generous is important to you, then really think about what really matters to you. What do you want to give your energy and your time to? Yeah, and then we've got the Perception card. So this is about, having a broader perspective and understanding that sometimes the way we see things is not the way things are. So I got a message through about Oh gosh, that came in so fast, I almost didn't have time to catch it there. Let me just... yeah, so this perception, there's something about a story or a limiting belief that if you are not useful, you're not being useful, if you're not being of service, then you have no value. And yeah, you're being asked to sort of break down that belief, to use the to use wisdom and perspective to see that you have value just by being. You don't need to do anything to have value. So, and your value is not tied to your productivity, and it's not tied to your inherent worth. So this is again, it's about being in balance and about filling your cup, knowing that you are worthy of rest, you're worthy of compassion, you're worthy of feeling abundant emotionally and being in positive mental states, and trusting that if you set up the conditions to be in positive mental states, maybe that's through meditation, maybe that's through journaling, maybe that's through prayer, maybe it's through ritual and devotion, whatever it is for you, setting up the conditions for you to be in positive mental states, is you are going to reap the rewards of that. That is what's going to help you to be a light for the world. So yeah, it's knowing what your limits are, but not being afraid to give to yourself, but not being but giving to yourself in the right way, and in the right amounts. So just coming back to this thing about the, him giving blood giving of himself, giving something that's precious. Your time and your energy is precious. We're all made of energy. Energy is like our lifeblood. So it's making sure that you're giving, really giving in the right way and from the right place, and checking your perception. What stories are you telling yourself about what you have to give and what you should be doing? If there's a should there, then probably there's a question there about the motive behind it. So, just maybe have a scan of the activities or the ways in which you're giving in your life, and reflect on what's the motivation behind it. Is it because I can actually give from a place of abundance, and this feels like an open-hearted way of giving, and actually I'm able to give because I'm resourced? Or am I giving from a place of lack, of wanting to be seen, of needing approval? And if that's there, then being compassionate and understanding that that is happening because we're all conditioned beings. We're a product of our environment, we're a product of our conditions, but we don't have to be stuck in that conditioning. If we're compassionate with ourselves about that, then we can choose to do something productive with that. We can choose something different, more healthy. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm just going to ask the question, if there is some imbalance, what guidance is there, or what extra guidance do you want to give around being in more balance? What's the guidance here? 1, 2, and I'm going to put a third card. That one, 4 cards then. Okay, so the first card I pulled was, the Tower card, but in reverse. So the Tower card is like, I'll just turn it up the other way so you can see. So the Tower card is like, it looks like a terrible, scary card, but actually it's positive, because what it's saying is that something old is breaking down and something new, like the foundations of this tower are breaking down. And sometimes it's because something unexpected comes in and just everything kind of falls apart for something to be rebuilt. So either that, or something happens, an insight comes through, and you willingly sort of jump away from an old pattern of behavior. And the fact that this was reversed really tells me you are moving out of this space. You're moving out of that time of imbalance, and you're moving forward. So the guidance is there, I think, just to trust the process around that. And if things feel like they're crumbling, let them crumble. Lean into your spiritual practices, lean into your connections that are supportive, do things that are restful at this time, things that resource you, but really resource you, not doom scrolling or watching reading after reading after reading on YouTube, which sometimes I end up doing. I think we can all be guilty of that. Do things that are actually nourishing for you. Get outside in nature, you know, reading. I'm hearing writing poetry for some reason. Yeah, getting out in nature, being near bodies of water. I'm hearing that coming through. So maybe that's the guidance, being in nature, just like leaning, like accepting the change that's happening around you. And if your perception is shifting around your value, then that's a really, really positive thing. And then look at that. The second card we pulled was the Star. So the guidance there is to have hope. You know, the wish that you know, the deep longing in your heart to be, to feel of value, to feel important, to feel happy and emotionally abundant. Oh gosh, I better cover that up. I just realised this is going on YouTube. Yeah, to be abundant and to be emotionally fulfilled. That is going to come true. It's going to come true because you are coming into balance. So the card is this Star card. Yeah, is really just the guidance here is just don't give up hope. Don't give up. Yeah, keep going in your efforts to balance the ways. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to find a way to cover that up, and a better way to cover that up. Don't give up hope. Keep working on what you're working on. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Let me check the other one. Yeah, so we've got the reversed Hanged Man. So you're not waiting around for this anymore. You are actively moving out. So keep making choices that get you out of your comfort zone. Keep making choices that feel counterintuitive. Yeah, I'm hearing keep putting yourself first. Don't deny your value. Keep seeing the beauty that you are. And also trust the guidance that you're receiving. So if you that might be from a spiritual friend, it might be from things you're reading, it might be from a reading like this, or it might be your intuition. Whatever it is, but just trust that you're, have faith that you're moving in the right direction, that balance is being restored. Yeah, and look at that. The last card is Queen of Wands. You're moving into a time of abundance. So yeah, just focus on the things that help you to feel positive, help you to focus on the abundance the abundance and the positivity that's in your life. Keep taking positive action. So yeah, the guidance overall is like, you don't need to, there's no delay happening anymore. You are moving into this time of more balance, but the change that's happening around you might feel a little bit unsettling, but just go with it. Go with it. Allow old ways of thinking to kind of fall. Choose different ways of doing things. Focus on positive actions, things that get you in an abundant mindset. And yeah, focus on the things that really resource you. Maybe this reading is specifically for you if being near bodies of water is important, or writing poetry in particular. Use your creativity as a tool to help you resource yourself. So we're going to end the reading with a little affirmation. I'm doing an affirmation from this water affirmation card deck. So that one jumped out. Oh my goodness. The card is Vitality and Balance. Celebrate as Shiva dances softly, dissolving illusion. Oh my goodness, there we go. So dissolving the illusion that you do not have value, or that you have to give. You have to constantly give to prove your value. So yeah, softly dissolving illusion. So yeah, let this transformation be soft. It doesn't have to be like, this falling apart. It can be a kind of soft awakening into something new, which is that yes, I have value. Yes, I can choose to resource myself before I give. Yes, that can be a natural state of being, and let it be joyful, let it give you vitality, and let balance be there. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. Yeah, thank you for joining me for this reading. If you found this helpful, then share your stories in the comments and give this video a like. And of course, I would love you to subscribe so that you can carry on receiving guidance for your spiritual path. I'll be back with another reading very soon, so take care and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.